Well, this time rather, Peter Jackson decides he's going to pull a George Lucas, and how is part one of his trilogy? It's actually not bad. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is the prequel to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it is once again directed by Peter Jackson himself, who then takes us right back into Middle-earth about 60 years before the events of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, the story in this one is that Gandalf decides to come to the Shire and recruit Bilbo Baggins to act as a burglar to a group of dwarves who really need his help in order to get into this mountain, in order to take on this dragon and reclaim their kingdom. Now, along the way, they have to first venture off into a specific location, which I'm not going to mention, so they'll know exactly how to enter this mountain. And along the way, they'll go through many different adventures, have many different confrontations, and fun little adventures. Now, saying that right now, I would just like to say that yes, I have read the Hobbit book. I actually recently read it about 2 times to make sure that the information was really fresh in my head. And I will say this. I still do not agree with Peter Jackson's decision to turn this into 3 movies, but from where this particular first part ended, I do believe it could have worked as 2 parts. Now, there's a lot of good to this movie, but there's also a lot of bad. Now, I'm going to get the good out of the way. The acting is absolutely fantastic. Everyone does an A+ performance. Ian McKellen as Gandalf is probably my favorite character in this particular movie. And Thorin, who is the dwarf leader, is a badass 100%. This man's blood must carry some type of badass DNA. And Bilbo Baggins is actually pretty good. He's a little bit more, I don't really want to call him weak, but he's probably not quite as interesting as I would say Frodo, but he's definitely a good character, and he definitely plays that more I don't want to go on an adventure type attitude. Another good thing about this is that it is beautifully filmed. There are several different epic scale shots in which the camera is just panning across to show you just how big and beautiful this particular world is. And it's done over mountain tops, it's done through forests, it has tons of beautiful shots. And above all things, the action. The action is definitely top notch. However, there are a couple problems which I will get into right now. Now, the main problem with this particular movie, and I hate to compare it to, say, The Fellowship, is the characters. The movie really doesn't generally, it doesn't expand on the characters. The only ones it does focus on the most would be Bilbo, Thorin, and Gandalf. The other, I would say 12 dwarves, I may be wrong, really are just there just to take up space. They don't really add anything to the story, and we don't even spend enough time to really get to know them and their individual personalities. There's just too many characters. Another problem that I know may seem like an unfair gripe is that this probably has the most CG for a Lord of the Rings movie that I have seen in a while. I may be wrong, but they really overdid the CG. All the orcs in this movie are CG, and it definitely removes a sense of presence. Now, the orcs in the original movies, and I hate going back and comparing them, I really do, but the orcs in that movie were people dressed up in makeup, and so you actually could tell that these actors, these heroes, these characters that we know and grew to care about are actually hitting something. And this one, orcs are just getting killed, getting hit left and right, and it just kind of takes you out of the movie. Another problem is the pacing. Now, I could understand that Peter Jackson wants to tell this particular story as accurate as possible, but I felt that the way he was approaching it was that he was simply expanding scenes that weren't meant to be expanded. Like in the book, something that would take, say, I don't know, 10 minutes to explain is like expanded to 40 minutes. Like, come on, man, you can cut at least a good 20 minutes off. You don't need to just drag it out. Just get straight to the point and move on to the next scene. And the biggest flaw, by far, I'm not sure if anyone else has mentioned this, is this one character who's not in the movie very long, but he's like the Grey Wizard, and he is annoying as hell. I mean, as soon as he showed up on the screen and he started talking, I actually got up, left the theater to get a drink, and maybe took an extra couple of minutes to go to the bathroom, and he was still on the screen. And just the way he talks is just annoying. It's like he can't control his thoughts. Maybe he's on high or something, but I know he's annoying in the book, but I'm sorry. He is still haunting me right now. Anyway, bottom line is, The Hobbit is a great film. If you're a fan of the original trilogy, definitely go check this out, and you definitely will appreciate where this particular movie stops. However, there's really not much in terms of the book for the second part, and that is the one thing that worries me. But as a standalone film, this is a great addition to the Lord of the Rings franchise. It may take some time in order to grow on most people, and hopefully they will definitely improve the pacing for the next two films. That's if they decide to still do them. Bottom line, I'm going to give The Hobbit a great and wonderful, well-deserved 8 out of 10. Definitely go check it out. Definitely take your friends. I don't think you should see it twice, and you should definitely own it when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray. If you like this review, please like, comment down below, and subscribe to keep track of me and my future movie reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.